Hey, how you doing? I'm Greg Lumley, and today I'm going to show you how to pull off a shot like this. Very easy, creative shot, very effective. Bride and groom loved the photograph, and it took me seconds to do. It was done with gear that isn't any more expensive than what you've probably got if you shoot off camera flash. Okay, so you'll need a camera. Obviously, I'm using a Fuji X-T2. Wonderful little toy. Flash, you'll need a flash. You will need to be able to trigger your flash from off camera. So a speed light that you have a trigger for, and I have such a thing. Give me a moment. And there we go. There is my trigger. So this is a Godox flash. It's a Ving 850. Love these things. Only manual. The reason I love these is that I think it's an ST16 or something along those lines, allows me to adjust the power remotely on this and up to 16 other individual flashes. Very cool, because pretty much I shoot mostly manual. So Snoot basically goes like so over the flash. The Snoot is looking pretty tired, but all it's got to really do, it's got to stop light going this way and stop light going that way, and really all that it's doing is making a tube of light. That means that when it is pointed at me, pretty much from where you see me right now, the light will only hit me. So there's somebody over here and over here. It doesn't bleed onto either side, and that's the trick of it. Very, very simple. Yeah. You expose for the background. That means that your subjects that are standing in the foreground will pretty much have no light on them, and then basically all you're doing is you're essentially pinning light on the groom or the main subject or whoever it is that you want to. You'll need a group of people. You could do it with one person, not really going to work that well, so anything from 3 upward. You'll need some sort of background that you can silhouette them against, something that is brighter outside than it is inside. Patios are normally a great spot for this. And in fact, that's exactly what I did. There was a pool area. What I'm going to do is just show you using this window here, and using our little men that I just made up, exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so there you go. There's my flash. Pretend flash. It's a continuous light source. It's a light source. Don't get all like in the comments going, oh, it's not really a flash. I know. Anyway, by the way, just in case you want to know, could you do this with a continuous light source like this? You kind of could, but it would be very hard. You need a really, really bright light source to actually pull this off. You could maybe do it at night though. Anyway, let's have a look and see what happens. So you see what's happening is that because there's no direction in the light, it's bleeding onto all of the other ones, and which means that pretty much other subjects are also getting light as well. We don't want that. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a snoot. And if I were to snoot this, I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to use this. Give me a sec. I'm going to use this as a snoot. So this is just basically some solder, but it has a tube. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. So all that I'm going to do is basically take this light that's bleeding all over the place. I'm going to pump it up over there. And now we start to get the effect of a snoot. Cool. See that? So there we go. Snoot. Now watch the difference. So here's the shot before I put it into Photoshop. You'll see that I actually have the flash stand in shot. I try to place the flash stand in such a way that it would actually be easy for me to take out later on in Photoshop. In retrospect, I should have probably put it in front of one of the guys, possibly the guy on the right hand side. It would have been easier. It actually turned out to be quite tricky to get out, especially given that that floor was reflective. I did get it out in the end, and the resulting shot came out really nicely. Really not rocket science. It's easy as pie. And really that's all that a snoot is. It's just a way of directing light. So incidentally, honeycomb grids do exactly the same thing. What makes honeycomb grids really cool is that they need to be much shorter because they consist of many cells. A honeycomb grid allows me to pull something like this off. You see how long that is in a much shorter sort of space. Okay, so that's basically a honeycomb grid, and you can actually see that as I turn it, you can basically not see me at all. And that's exactly what happens to the light. This is only about this thick. So that's a very cool thing about honeycomb grids. One thing that's really nice about the Snoot, particularly the one that I use, it's a piece of cardboard that I've used duct tape and a cereal box for, and it folds down to very flat. Whereas as small as that is, when you've got a couple of them in your bag, can actually make a big difference in your sort of space. Okay, so there you go. I hope this was helpful to you, and I hope you learned a cool trick. And if you've got comments, please leave them below. Please subscribe to my channel. I'd love to hear what you've got to say. I'm Greg Lumley.